Are Taylor Swift and Joe Alwyn in a rush to get married and start a family? That's the story plenty of tabloids are pushing. Gossip Cop has investigated the claims and can set the record straight. Taylor Swift and Joe Alwyn rushing down the aisle? Not long ago, the National Enquirer reported that Taylor Swift wanted to marry her boyfriend, Joe Alwyn, as soon as possible. The tabloid alleged that quarantine had only brought the couple closer together, and they were ready to walk down the aisle. An insider source explained to the magazine, Taylor said no other man she's ever dated comes close to Joe and doesn't want to lose him, and their Nashville elopement would come any day now. With that being said, their wedding never came. It was clear the article was based solely on speculation since there were no other credible reports of any wedding for Swift and Alwyn. Clearly, the tabloid was misinformed or flat-out lying. Mother's cancer diagnosis scaring Swift down the aisle? In a sad turn of events, In Touch reported that Taylor Swift's mother's illness was inspiring her to seize the day and marry Joe Alwyn. The magazine explained that Swift's mother, Andrea, received news that her cancer had returned in the form of a brain tumor. The tabloid reasoned that since Swift and Alwyn have been so devoted to each other already, they wanted to go ahead and tie the knot while Swift's mother is still able to see it. The insider mused, Taylor knows Joe's the one, so the way she sees it, why wait around? Gossip Cop was quick to point out how awful this report was. Not only was the claim that Swift's decided to get married totally made up, but the publication took advantage of Swift's tragic family news to sell some magazines. In the face of such saddening news, it's awful that the Swifts had to field senseless reports like these. Taylor Swift hiding baby bump? Then, Woman's Day reported that Swift was trying to hide that she's expecting. All the fuss was over a photo of Swift sporting a heavy coat. According to the tabloid, Swift's fashion choice had fans wondering whether she may be trying to disguise a bump. Furthermore, the tabloid also suggested Swift and Alwyn may have secretly tied the knot. The basis for that rumor was the music video to Swift's song Willow, where the singer donned a wedding dress. Of course, Gossip Cop pointed out how ridiculous and baseless the rumor was. The tabloid had absolutely nothing to substantiate its claims beyond her fashion choices. Clearly, if Swift was married and pregnant, more reputable sources would be reporting on the news. And yet, these tabloids keep recycling insider claims and putting a slightly new spin on them. Taylor Swift worried Joe Alwyn is getting too close to his co-stars? Finally, OK. Published an article alleging there was trouble in paradise for Swift and Alwyn. According to the report, Swift was concerned about Alwyn working with actress and brunette beauty Emma Mackey. The tabloid explained that while Swift trusted her beau, she was worried about him spending all that time with someone as beautiful and charming as Emma. But it was clear that the report was a complete work of fiction. Not only was Mackey taken, but Alwyn pulled out of their project together before it ever even went to production. Clearly, Swift never had anything to worry about, and the report was plain silly for suggesting she did. It's obvious that with a couple as private as Swift and Alwyn, the tabloids will say anything to print their names in some magazines.